I found my son's suicide note in his school backpack. He doesn't know I read it. The weight of a single piece of paper can be unbearable. I found it accidentally while looking for his permission slip per a folded notebook page tucked inside his math folder. When you find this, I'll be gone, and everyone will finally be happier. My 12-year-old son's handwriting neat, deliberate letters outlining exactly how and where he planned to end his life. Tomorrow I sat on his bedroom floor surrounded by Superrounder posters and Ensure creations, reading and rereading the most terrifying paragraph any parent could discover. The house was silent except for the sound of Ethan laughing downstairs at something on Dunger part, the same child who had methodically planned his own death. There were no obvious signs, no dramatic decline in grades, no withdrawal from activities, just a quiet boy who'd grown a little quieter this year, who'd stopped bringing friends home, who flinched slightly when his father raised his voice, though never at him. The letter mentioned bullies I didn't know existed, a teacher who'd mocked his stutter in front of the class, the birthday party invitation rescinded because another boy threatened not to come if Ethan was there, and worst parn things he'd overheard his father and me fighting about during what we thought were private arguments. Mom will blame herself, but it's not her fault. Dad will be relieved he doesn't have to pretend to be interested in my weird stuff anymore. I realized I was holding a map to my son's inner world, parent territories of pain I never knew existed, landscape features of his daily life completely invisible to me despite living under the same roof, serving the same meals, saying the same "I love you" every night. I called a 24-hour crisis line with shaking hands, not the school, not yet. They walked me through immediate steps, resources, how to approach him without creating more trauma. I canceled my meetings for the next day, called a therapist who specialized in adolescent boys and begged for an emergency appointment. That night I sat on the edge of Ethan's bed like always, asking about his day. This time I really listened, asked different questions, stayed longer. When I finally asked if anything had been bothering him lately, his eyes filled with tears. So quickly it was like a dam breaking. Everything, he whispered. We talked until 2 a.m. About the relentless teasing at school, about feeling like he was disappointing his father, about the exhaustion of pretending to be okay every single day. I never mentioned finding the note. Some privacy still mattered. The next day pertained the day my son had planned to die. Pertained we played hooky together, went for ice cream at 10 a.m., drove to the coast, watched waves crash against rocks while I told him about my own brutal middle school years, how close I came to giving up, how glad I am every day that I didn't. It's been 6 months. Ethan sees his therapist weekly. We've changed schools. His father has joined us in family counseling, finally confronting his own childhood wounds that made connecting with his son so difficult. The note stays locked in my desk drawer, a reminder that our children have interior lives as vast and complex as our own, that sometimes the most important words are the ones they don't say out loud. Sometimes I wonder if Ethan knows parent, if he suspects I found his letter, if he realizes that by writing down his pain he actually saved his own life, that putting those terrible thoughts on paper gave them somewhere to exist outside himself, where someone could finally see them and do something before it was too late.